In the 1980s and 1990s, there was a big push for American automakers to start making smaller, more economical cars. From Chrysler, we got the K platform that had the LeBaron, the minivan, and the Daytona on it. GM gave us this, the J-body. Both of these vehicles are from 1992. However, the red one has the 2.2-liter inline-4, and the gray one has the 3.1-liter V6. So today we're going to be doing a comparison between the two vehicles, showing you the differences because there might be more than what meets the eye. So starting off, of course, what's under the hood. In the red car, we have the 2.2-liter inline-4. Now, this is the second generation of Cavalier, which was a heavily modified version of the first generation. And so the first gen came with a 2-liter. They punched it out to a 2.2-liter here in the second gen. Now, something to note with these engines, something you might want to look out for, is that they had pretty bad head warping issues. The block and the head are actually made out of different metals, and so sometimes the head gasket doesn't like that, and that is a big issue. This made a measly 110 horsepower, which wasn't anything too crazy for the day, but it was enough to get the little Cavalier along. Now, paired to this is a 3-speed automatic transmission, and it's fine and it does the job, and that is found on both the V6 and the inline-4. The V6 followed the same trajectory as the inline-4, with this being a basically punched up version of the 2.8-liter. This also has multi-port fuel injection, and this made about 140 horsepower. So from the inline-4, you get about a 30 horsepower jump. This one is also paired to an automatic transmission, where you could have gotten a manual in years prior. They took it away. This was also shared in vehicles like Pontiacs and Oldsmobiles. Now, the interiors is actually where this is going to get a little bit interesting, because I am in the red Cavalier, which has the inline-4. However, this is actually a better equipped with options Cavalier than the V6. So it was really down to what boxes you checked when you ordered your Cavalier in 1991 or 92. So in here, I have power windows and AC and actually more amenities than the gray car. So let's hop over there and take a look at that. So as I mentioned, here in the V6, it's actually a different story. I have crank windows. However, I get a tachometer in this car where I didn't get a tachometer with the inline-4. And around the shifter is a completely solid piece, meaning they had two different shifter bezels depending on whether you got power windows or manual windows. The overall build quality in here isn't great in either of the cars. None of the Cavaliers really have that good of build quality. This is where GM was really trying to save money and produce something that would pay out big. The Cavalier was never meant to be a Rolls-Royce for the Chevrolet brand. It was a budget-oriented car, and so you get a lot of plastics in here. Some warping has gone on in the last 30 or so years, so they're not great. They were never known for their interior quality, but it's an okay place to be. It's nostalgic for me, so I'll take what I can get. Now, this is a lot lower mileage example at only 40,000 miles as compared to about 120,000 miles. So it has held up in here a little bit better, but you still get that cheap material. Listen. So it's still a Cavalier at the end of the day. All right, driving the 4-cylinder. Right off the bat, you could tell that it's kind of tinny. The 2.2-liter, as I mentioned, it makes 110 horsepower and will carry this vehicle along. Fine and dandy. It's not super happy about it. It is an upgrade over the 2-liter of the outgoing first-gen Cavalier, but I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel. And this is tremendously better than the Iron Duke that came in a lot of GM products of the era. The Iron Duke is very abrasive, very in your face, just with its roughness. This is a little bit more refined than that, and this actually was found in the very last model year of our mail trucks, the Grumman LLVs. But again, it's not special, and from where I'm sitting, I'd probably take the V6. But let's hear about the V6. All right, so now we're in the V6, and right off the bat, with just pulling out of the parking lot with it, you can tell that this is a lot different than the inline four. Just the amount of pedal movement alone is a lot less here in the V6. It takes less effort to do things. Yes, the power is nice and you could go faster, blah, 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 but just around town, it feels a lot less stressed. It feels like a lot less work, and that is definitely very nice. It helps get away from, as I mentioned, that tinniness with the inline four. This takes that all away. This doesn't really vibrate. It's not shaking the car. I say as it starts shaking the car a little bit. It's way less coarse. This feels like a more refined engine, and that makes sense because they used it in more premium brands as well. As I mentioned, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, they also used this engine, so that kind of makes sense. But again, it just goes back to that fact of like, I don't have to beg this engine to do something. I can say, hey, let's go quicker, and it's gonna go quicker and not really fuss about it, which is nice. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road, quite literally, and let's race the two. Go. Lots of wheel spin. Now, lots and lots and lots of wheel spin. Yeah, I never thought that would actually hit 60. There was some hurry up and waiting going on there. Oh, how I wish Mother Nature cooperated today, but I guess beggars can't be choosers and Cavaliers can't have shit. I will say the automatic does hurt it quite a bit, but we do have an automatic for automatic test today, so I guess that's at least all is fair in love and autos. Despite the moisture, despite the weather, I think we all know who won that one. Yeah, this 2.2 liter ain't too happy. Ain't too happy. So I don't think today's winner is that much of a mystery. I like this gray Cavalier way better. Even though it has less creature comforts on the inside, the V6 is all of the difference. This power, 30 horsepower, might not seem like a lot, but the down low and just the premium feeling that you get with the V6 is a lot better than what you would get with the inline four. I hope you guys enjoyed today's comparison. Please let me know if you'd like to see more of these. I would love to film more of these. And leave a comment. Are you in Team Red, where you would go with the smaller engine but more amenities? Or are you Team Gray, where you would go with the bigger engine with fewer amenities? Let me know in the comments section down below. Huge thank you to Gavin for bringing his Cavaliers out here today. Until next time, take care, everyone.